So I'm out here in Salt Lake City, and this is now 13 days post Charlie Kirk. And I came out here yesterday. I'm out here just on a quick business trip, and I'm going back to Texas. So post Charlie Kirk, I'm staying at an Airbnb. I'm by myself. I'm not with my husband, so it's just me. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go and wear my MAGA hat. I wanted to go to the grocery store because, I'm staying at Airbnb. So there was just a few things that I wanted to get in my room. So I Google mapped to see like the nearest grocery store, and there was a Macy's by me, which is not too far, like maybe like a little over a quarter of a mile away. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go ahead and walk. So I walked wearing this hat, just everything that I'm wearing right now, the hat and all. I decided to walk there. So I finally get into the shopping complex and I get into the Macy's grocery store. And as I grab a cart, obviously I can't grab too many things because I'm walking, but I had like my little bag where I could just put all my grocery items and I knew that I was going to walk. As I'm like walking in, I'm just, I found this like one guy, he was tapping, he tapped my back because I had my little like earphones on and I was listening to my music. And then he signals me to tell me that, he likes my hat. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I just, took one of my earbuds down and then we just started having a conversation. But I told him thank you. And then as I'm walking like from aisle to aisle, I'm just seeing like a lot of people, giving me kudos, giving me daps and, saying, nice hat, nice hat. And you can just see like this overwhelming response with a lot of people, like, you wore that hat and, people are like surprised at the same time. But you could see that even the people that approached me and were saying, nice hat, they had like this happy sorrow look about themselves. And I grabbed my stuff, I got whatever I did, and then I wanted to proceed back to my Airbnb. And as I'm walking out, there was this guy, this UPS driver, he's literally honking and he's like pointing at my hat and he's like giving me like thumbs up and he's like hollering, like, he was happy with the hat. And I was like, woohoo. So it's like, I just get like this overwhelming like response, and you can see it's like that whole thing of like, you know, we're trying to make America great again. And you still got people in the midst of all this crazy chaos where it's like a crime to be, a MAGA supporter, a conservative, but you still have that support from your fellow peers. And then it's like when they see you, they see that pride that somebody is still out there rocking it hard and rocking it proud. And honestly, I just had like this overwhelming support, to be honest with you. And it's like it's a bittersweet thing. It's like I'm going into the fear of the unknown because I'm by myself. So I don't know what, how people are going to react. And it's like I'm also like 30 minutes away from where that university was, because I mapped it out and it's not too far from where I am. And it's like post Charlie Kirk, but you're having this overwhelming support. And then even the people that I've stopped, the first thing they're talking about is the whole Charlie Kirk thing and Erica's speech. And it's like it's overwhelming. It really is. It's a bittersweet thing. And then, this one lady, she, gave me daps and she gave me a hug and she was like, just thanking me for like wearing it. And it's like, I'm not like doing it for any accolades at all. I'm doing this because of my pride for this country. It was just so overwhelming. I want to be able to show my pride and be able to do my thing without people feeling as if it's fearful to do so. And then there was one guy who's like whispering, and he's like, "I like your hat." And I asked him, I said, "Why are you whispering?" And he's like, "Well, you know." And it's like, wow, we've just gotten to a society where people are so afraid now. But it's not gonna stop me. It's not gonna stop me.
Beautiful story. Beautiful story. And, I was honestly just thinking the other day that, somebody like Uncle Trump should come out and, speak about that. Should speak about us being loud and proud, not being ashamed, not being silent, not being quiet. I understand some folks just want to be left alone, and the liberals, they like to bother people that they don't like. I get it. But I think if we showed up in the numbers that I know that we have, it would be overwhelming for the left. Because obviously, especially like leading up to last election, it seemed and it felt like the left had the numbers, right? Just if you just looked at what you saw online, if you based it solely on just the interactions and things you saw online, the video clips, everything else, right? The number of signs you would see in people's front yards, the number of times we saw a liberal going after a conservative, in these so-called protests and rallies, some people might have thought that the liberals had the numbers, but in reality, we do. We just don't show it. And I think it's time that we should. I think we should all walk outside with the red hat and be loud and proud. You'd be surprised who would also like if Trump had the ability or the government had the ability, which I'm sure they probably do, but they hopefully wouldn't. I don't put anything past the government, right? If they had the ability to spray the entire country with truth serum, right? Everybody had to tell the truth about who they are and what they voted for, all right? And you had to show it when you came outside. You'd be surprised how many red hats you would actually see. That person, your neighbor that you thought was a liberal, they actually voted for Trump too, you know? And so, and I've seen videos like that, and I've shown you guys some of those videos where like you look at the person and you're thinking like, yeah, that's definitely a liberal, and then they start talking about their thoughts and their feelings and this and that, and you're like, oh, you voted for Trump? Okay. And honestly, actually, I called this last year. Some of you probably remember that. I said, going forward, we will see a lot more folks who you wouldn't consider as, or you wouldn't think were Trump supporters, are actually going to be Trump supporters. It's the entire party from top down is going to look completely different. And lo and behold, it's already starting, right? It's already starting with the voting base. A lot of the voters look a lot different, you know? So, yeah, I think we need to be a lot louder, and a lot more proud to walk around with, Trump 24 or, the MAGA red hat or just any type of Republican conservative apparel. Be proud about it. Wear it loud and proud. Wear it loud and proud. I think that would be really, really cool to see across the country. And it'd be really cool to see all of the different reactions when people find out, oh, you voted for Trump too? I could have swore you were a Kamala voter. It would be hilarious to watch all of those clips, man. But anyway, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your feelings about all of this. Do you think that's a good idea, great idea, bad idea? Why or why not? Let me know. And shout out to her, man. That was a beautiful story. And I'm happy that she had a great experience because, once again, there are a lot more of us out there than the left would like us to know. I mean, we did just win this past election. Not only did we win, we won the popular vote and we won every single swing state without losing a single one. I think that should tell you everything you need to know. You're not alone. There's a lot of us out there. Y'all stay safe. Peace and love. I'm out.